Yo, bros. This video, I'm going to talk about how most guys are good enough. And this isn't, everyone can be better, but that's the framing I want to go over in this video. It seems like I talk about this a lot here and there in videos, like about the pendulum swinging back, i.e., the feminist pendulum swinging back into more not even conservatism, but just like sanity and balance, I guess. In this case, talking about hypergamy and women, how they treat men, and show interest. I don't know if you guys have this going on, but it's like, and I talked about this in like a short, real quick, but the delusional state, there's a lot of delusion. I would argue mainly with women. It's like there's something in the water, something in these meds, something in this birth control, like all these things converging. It's mostly probably just propagandistic stuff. We all know at this point there's a lot of really, you know, cognitive dissonance, a lot of cope going on both sides. I know with you too. She's one of them. Go lay down. And abandonment. I know we all got our struggles, but right now I'm making this video about men and women relationships, and you gotta stop distracting me. Go lay down. So you can't even like the attention. Good girl. All right, you're on camera, so you got some attention now. Okay, so we can talk now. Can we talk about women and men? You stop being such a little girl. Good girl. You stay. No, stay. No. I gave her too much attention. Okay, this is how it starts, guys. All right, back on task. I need a focus. And so, situationships, we can talk about that. Something I've noticed, I imagine you guys are too, like there's a trend, and understandably, this is where I kind of think it's just kind of pragmatic with, women being in these situationships, because women are never single, right? Especially now, even a married woman isn't single, or she's single. She's well, obviously she's not single, but like even she's even open to talking to guys. I don't know how many married women talk to guys like as a backup. Things are starting to that pivotal moment in a relationship where you can go and grow, right? Where there's not good times in the relationship, and that woman chooses to stick it out. Like usually if that guy is having a breakdown or whatever it is, and she's not getting her needs met, she just can go leave. She has her options, she leaves her options open. Bye-bye, and that relationship could have just been that much more strong if you stuck it out. But now, I don't have to go into that. We all know that stuff. But the point of me bringing that up is like women are always, they need men. Women, at the end of the day, men are a lot better with a woman. Every great man has got his great woman, by his side. But honestly, women are just shitty men. Like the more we tell women to act like men, they're just going to be worse at it. And so it's like, we don't need you, you need us. And this is kind of the point of the video, is like, hold the line kind of thing is kind of what I would suggest. I mean, everyone's in a different situation, but right now, if you guys are dealing with women that are gaslighting you, and I get this all the time. I mean, these are red flags. Not necessarily a woman to not choose, but a red flag of a woman's insecurity and her intent. Which I guess, yeah, it is a red flag to not choose her then, right? Because that's manipulation, insincerity, and yeah, if you see the sign of like, I get this a lot where women are like, oh, I know my worth. I have, I don't just leave my, like, have you ever had this where they're like on a date or something? It's like, yeah, I don't just meet up with people like I'm lucky. Bitch, how about you're lucky? It's like, and so yeah, it went from I mean, it's just it kind of is common. Like it just seems it should be obvious. Like, why is this happening? It's like, well, the price of getting laid, i.e., what women were willing to give away. They were giving away their value to everyone. Like, and now they are, there's a lot less of that. I don't know if you guys are experiencing that, but there's a lot less, just like, obviously men, we don't want to chase women, but we want what we can't have. So it's not like we want you to like and that's the thing, is like the longer women wait, they're finally doing what they should have been doing, which is like not just giving it up right away, but they're doing that with multiple men. So it's like, I don't know if you're seeing this, but this is like, and then so they're still getting the validation. And this is where you got to have very strong boundaries as a man, because your time, Patrice had a great joke about that. It's like, I don't know, whatever. I'm not going to say a bunch of words and then get demonetized because the algorithm, but like, for guys, it's like you're abusing, you're affecting our time. Our time is like our, you know, what we care about as men, and then women, it's, these other things. But like, so that's where the boundary comes up. These women are just doing situationships and essentially using guys. You got to be very strong for yourself and for the woman, because women aren't, it's really a slippery, very like thin line right now. I'm noticing it's like a woman will get away with whatever she can. That's their nature. They're takers, we're givers. That's the way, to a degree, and there's a certain part of that that's healthy. But if there's no label, like, I'm not, like, and it's almost like they want guys to ask for the relationship, like a simp. I'm sure there's guys out there that simp, and they say, hey, what are we? I swear to God, if you do that, you're history as a dude. And it's like, that's what they want. And then they have all the power, and you needing them. And it's just, there's so many power games, so many games. And I think most guys are like doing good. They're working on themselves. The longer women hold out and are just in the survival mode of like game playing and whatever cope that's just so unattractive. Like, it's just, guys will wait that out, and some of us will. Some, the lucky ones, will wait it out. Like, and hopefully, and that's another thing, right? It's like both sexes are waiting out, like, they're better options. And I think, yeah, it's rough. It's rough if social media is in your household. It's not right. The temptation, especially for women, and women who haven't been guided to like understand the difference between like external validation, like every guy giving you attention doesn't. We're brutal in the way we look at women, short term versus long term. Like, it's simple though, and like, that's our brutality. But then your guys' brutality is, basically leaving guys with their lowest, or that survival instinct to the. There's a lot of brutal things women do too that, like, yeah, it's, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, right now, the situationship thing is real. Guys, we like being around women, just being around just like feminine energy. Like, I'm sure you guys would agree. It's like, just like that, a giggly girl, like, just some, to have some fun. I don't know why I did this. That's money, but just to have like some, like, that energy in the house and like around, like, that's valuable. But everything that comes around, along with that is, it's like women would usually be saying they'd give it up, and there'd be an expectation the guy would, like, if the sex is good, or like, just there's a connection, because that's when you naturally get to that point. And I don't think women, like, what is the timer? You say below, guys, or women. We'll see the conflation and honesty. As women aren't gonna be honest about this, but like, what is the time frame you give it up to a guy you like, and when is it, like, when do you think it's a becomes a, like, a game, or becomes a, like, proof that you have no intention with being with that guy ever? and you're just stringing them along. Like, what does that time frame look like? 3 months, 2 weeks? Is there a range? I think there's a range. I'd say I don't want to conflate. I don't want to like influence anyone's answers. So I'm not going to say what I think a time frame is, but that's definitely happening, and that's why a man's time is so valuable. It's like he could be doing anything else. If you're wasting his time with like not being serious, well, then you're kind of just, that's, you know, that's up to the guy to know that that's happening, and having those strong boundaries. That's the thing, is like right now as a guy, of course you don't ask for a relationship, never do that, but to have the boundaries of like, and just being busy and not being like around, like just doing your own thing, and then if you feel like hanging out or whatever and you have time, go hang out with her, but do not ever like commit or like get your hopes, like that is the worst thing right now, from what I'm seeing, because guys are like, we already have like, the average guy is like, no one's entitled to anyone, you know, relationship or whatever, but historically, like I think guys are doing better now mentally. We're like, you know, we're all effed, right? We're all not doing good, but like at least we don't have that cope, and there are a lot more videos. This video hopefully is somewhat informative or whatever, cathartic at least, but like there's more information about like psychology and a lot of the games that are being played. And women always can like find that, you know, that's what women do, is there's survival. And right now we're arguably in war. We're in a psychological war. And they're war brides. They're now surviving. Oh, this dog's gonna start barking. And so with that, they're a step ahead of us in a lot of ways. But yeah, it's like, can you even find anyone genuine? Are we all, you know, on the back foot? So I don't know. I'm just making this video to just speak my mind. Let me, you know, keep a dialogue open about relationships. Yeah, guys are playing video games and we're, you know, checking out and not on a mission. Some of us, hopefully those of us that are out there, like that are doing that, like eventually waking up. Like you can't be in your 40s doing that. It's just not going to be a good life. That's like the same cope and delusion women do that think they can wait their whole life to have kids. Like 40 years old, you should probably be an adult. That's just going off on a limb here, but our parents, our grandparents did it when they were like 18, they were adults, and then our parents, boomers, are a lot like us, just maybe never grow up, and it's not very attractive. So, but yeah, this video's a little all over the place, but yeah, it's just what I'm noticing with again, like women artificially, talked about that briefly in a short, but kind of blew my mind. It was, of course, it was an AI video, but, and so I gotta take it with a grain of salt, of course, but if it's true, you know, like biologically, at a biological level, the way women inflate their value or try to, the way they the way they try to attract a mate, like the way they, you know, they can try and get a better mate or whatever it is. Like I forgot what it said in the video, but it's like women are doing that now, and during times of like high stress, like they'll do it more because women have to have, there's no reason in their minds, just at a biological level, to settle down with a guy that's at the same level as them. They want to, and it's super like primal to like date up, and it's on steroids now because of social media and probably the masculinization of women, because they are all working, and it's just like, that's like the equivalent of in BC era, like a woman making more than a man is like the equivalent of like a woman having bigger biceps than a man, and like the, you know, in that era, or like, You know what I mean? And like now they have both. Now women are bigger biceps and make more money. It's like, oh man, it's rough out there. But yeah, at the same time, they're also just playing a lot of games with the situationships, and that's definitely the point of this video. Is just to let guys know and remind the bros if you're still watching, like it's all about boundaries in 2025. Like you have to know what your values are. You have to have like, otherwise that's women's imperative, is to walk all over you, get what they want, and that doesn't make them bad. You let it happen. Like you have to be you. You have to be what you believe in. And now it's so like, can I say that? Can I do that? I'm a man, but I'm gonna get me too. I know it's stressful. She's stressed for me too. I'm gonna get, go lay down. Boundaries. Lay down. Lay down. Oh, you're gonna play tough. Oh, play tough, girl. You want to go in your kennel? There's no kennel, but she doesn't know that. Yeah, you better go lay down then. She's so cute. Okay, whatever. See, I don't have boundaries. It's easier said than done, especially with cute brown eyes down here. But anyway, I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna turn off the thing because she's distracting and cute. Unless you lay down, and then we'll ramble some more. All right, that's the end of the video, guys. Okay, we gotta be done. Okay, can't take my own advice. All right, brown eyes. All right, we're turning it off. See you guys later. Goodbye.